Can't this wait a couple more weeks? Blossom Tales is a Zelda-like adventure indie game that came out as of late 2017. After finishing Breath of the Wild, I sort of felt empty and I started looking for that medium that could fill that Zelda hole for a while, and I ended up finding Blossom Tales. So, let's have a look-see. The story is about as simple as the title. Blossom Tales, the Sleeping King, is a story about a girl named Lily who lives in the Kingdom of Blossom. For all her life, she has wanted to become a knight, and when the day truly comes, she is caught sleeping in bed. Sounds sort of familiar as a certain green tunic wearer person, if you know what I mean. Lily rose up and found her way to the castle to be knighted as one of the Knights of the Rose. Little do they know that the king's brother is an evil wizard, and he decided to put the king to sleep. The kingdom is completely devastated, and they have to get 3 ingredients to cure the spell, and now Lily goes to look for them. The story has a little twist in it. It's the fact that it is just that, a story. Just being told by an old man to his grandkids. They decide to wake him up in the middle of the night and ask him to tell about a story before they go to bed. Respect your elders! They need their beauty sleep! As mentioned before, there are a lot of little Easter eggs specifically referenced to Zelda. One of them being the fact that the grandpa almost tells them the story of Link, but the grandchildren apparently have heard it 1,000 times and don't want to hear that bullcrap again. There's also a little concept in this that the kids sometimes like to interrupt the story and Granddad as they put their own little twists into the story. It's fun. Like, even some situations you can take control of the story, even for a little bit. It might depend on who you're fighting or what you're doing. It's a really cool concept. It really helps with the replayability factor, so that's good. The gameplay of Blossom Tales is bloomin' amazing. Blossom Tales works similar as an action RPG, like Zelda, and they did very well reusing that formula. There are enough actions to make something as simple as a sword really fun, and there are a lot of good items as well. Hadouken! Hadouken! In Blossom Tales, you'll also be doing a lot of puzzles and more exploring than anything. The dungeons are long, but short enough so that it doesn't overstay its welcome, and the puzzles are simple and fun. And everywhere, might I mention. The bosses are also very good. I enjoyed them about as much as any other Zelda boss, but some don't seem to quite fit in the game. Jeez, I thought I was playing Blossom Tales, not Dark Souls! The start of the game is quite easy with a slight difficulty curve. Game isn't too hard, but it is hard enough to be enjoyable for all people. World of Blossom Tales is small, yet big enough to get lost in. There are a lot of things in the world that you can find, including magic meters, heart pieces, and items, which is awesome. Unlike your usual Zelda game, if we're comparing that to Zelda that is, most spells and items can be found outside of dungeons and not just inside. This really encourages exploration even more, and I really want Nintendo to take notes for the next Zelda game. In the world, about every single segment, part, area has something to do, so feel free to have at it. The music in Blossom Tales is actually really good, and I like it a lot, but I can't quite say it's ever been stuck in my head. A lot of the sounds also remind me of the old Legend of Zelda games like Oracle of Ages and Seasons on the Game Boy. Not only that, there's another nod to Zelda, which is Zelda's lullaby in one of the towns. And the art style and the graphical design of the game is a lot similar, akin to A Link to the Past and the Minish Cap, so all in all, it's pretty great. It's cute, it's cool, and it's also a little scary at the same time. Blossom Tales is a good game. So good that it's dazing. Yes, I just said that. While it may be lacking in length, it's still a very fun game, and it's definitely worth the price, and it's definitely worth completing. So shut up and go buy the game right now. I would definitely encourage any Zelda fan or just anyone to play it, and even like if you're bored in between Zeldas, which I may add, the next game's gonna be for a very, very long time, so you probably want to check this out. Also, I do recognize that I've been comparing this a lot to Zelda instead of criticizing it for being its own game. All alone, this game is great by itself, just so you know, and the developers put a lot of time into this. I can tell. This has been Leland, and I will see you next time.